You promised me! You promised me this would not happen!
You do not understand.
I do understand!
I never thought the woman I vowed to spend my life with, the one I pictured myself growing old beside, would be the one to shatter everything I knew. For 6 years, we built a life together, 3 of those as husband and wife in the eyes of others. To anyone watching, it looked flawless. Dinner parties with friends, vacation snapshots filled with smiles, lively game nights with other couples. But beneath that polished image, something had shifted. She grew distant, her eyes glued to her phone, her replies curt and evasive. Even my simplest questions seemed to irritate her. Then, without warning, the truth hit me, not because I went searching, but purely by chance. One evening, when my phone had died, I picked up hers to call my mom. Before I could dial, a message flashed across the screen. Can't wait for tonight. He still doesn't know. My stomach sank. My hands trembled. A wave of sickness washed over me. That night, I confronted her. At first, she tried to brush it off, denying everything. But when I showed her the proof, she didn't apologize or show any remorse. Instead, she shrugged it off with a cold. It just happened. The pain only deepened a week later when the man she'd been seeing, let's call him Dean, came to my door. Tall, arrogant, and full of himself, he looked me over with a smug grin. Listen, buddy, he sneered. She's mine now. You can either walk away quietly, or you can try to take me on. I froze, unsure if he was pushing me toward a fight or daring me to swallow my pride. Either way, his words landed like a punch to the gut. I refused to give him the satisfaction of a reaction. I shut the door in his face. But inside, something lit up. I wasn't going to disappear quietly. Fighting with fists wasn't my style, but that didn't mean I was powerless. The very next morning, I called a lawyer and started the process. Divorce, division of assets, everything by the book. I wasn't after revenge. What I wanted back was my dignity. What neither of them expected was how precise I would be. She had been using my credit card to pay for their hotel stays. I carefully gathered everything, receipts, text messages, location records, and built my case. My attorney confirmed it, airtight. Infidelity, financial misconduct, it was all there. In court, the judgment was in my favor. She didn't walk away with half our assets as she thought she would. She walked away with far less. Dean's arrogant smirk faded quickly when they couldn't keep up with mortgage payments and had to settle into a cramped apartment. His big talk about being in control crumbled. His income was unreliable at best, cobbled together from odd jobs and shady side hustles. Meanwhile, I focused on rebuilding. Piece by piece, I picked up my life. Friends who had pulled away during the chaos slowly returned, respecting the way I carried myself. I never trashed her name. I never picked fights. Instead, I poured my energy into recovery, hitting the gym, picking up hobbies, traveling, and relearning the joy of being in my own company. Little by little, the pain turned into quiet strength. Months later, she texted me, "I miss us." I made a mistake. I never replied. There was nothing left to say. Her betrayal taught me something no words ever could. Loyalty isn't something you beg for. It has to be mutual. I gave her everything, and she threw it away for a fleeting thrill. Dean tried reaching out too, claiming he wanted to make things right. I ignored him as well. They had made their choices, and I wasn't about to give them the drama they craved. They wanted a spectacle to feed their egos, but I denied them that satisfaction. Now, a year later, I hardly recognized the man I once was. Back then, I was too trusting, maybe even naive. But today, I'm stronger, wiser, and far more aware of my worth. I see the red flags I once ignored. I value myself in a way I never did before. And the greatest victory? I didn't need to yell, fight, or throw a single punch. I didn't need to prove myself in a showdown. I proved it through patience, strategy, and unshakable resolve. In the end, I walked away with my pride intact.